Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to a brand new week of 5 Minutes with Phil, and I am happy that you joined me here today. This whole week, we're going to focus on one section of Scripture because there's a lot. There's a lot in the Scripture that we can unpack, and we've come up with 5 days worth of stuff to share with you today, and the next few days actually. And I think this is going to be really good. So I hope you'll enjoy it. I'm going to direct our attention to the book of Second Corinthians. This is the second letter that Paul wrote to the church in a place called Corinth. And he has a lot to say to this church, but there's a part that Paul talks about himself and a particular struggle that he had. And I think we're going to find as we unpack this that there's a lot that we can relate to as Paul's writing here. So I want you to take a look at 2 Corinthians chapter 12, beginning in verse 7. And here's what it says. Therefore, in order to keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. So that's our whole section of Scripture for the whole week, verses 7 through 10. Now, for today, I want to rewind a little bit and just look at verse 7. Because Paul makes an interesting statement here that it's easy to gloss over if we're not careful. And look again, it says, therefore, in order to keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh. In order to keep from becoming conceited. You know what's interesting is that if we're not careful, we can easily allow pride to get in the way of a lot of what we do in our lives. There are so many references in the Bible against becoming prideful. Rather, we should have a heart of humility. What does pride mean? What's it mean to be prideful? Well, there's a lot of definitions. I think a big one is this. I can do this without God. I can function without God's help. I can do my job, do my ministry, do what God has called me to do. I can do spiritual things without God's help. That's where pride comes in. That's where we're getting a bigger view of ourselves and a lower view of the Lord in our lives. I'm reminded of a few scriptures that talk about the purpose of humility in our lives. In 2 Chronicles 7:14, God says that if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, I will hear from heaven, I will forgive their sin and heal their land. The first thing that God says is my people need to humble themselves. In fact, the book of James tells us that we should humble ourselves in God's sight and then he will lift us up. Today, if you catch yourself thinking you're better than somebody or you could do life without the Lord's help, can I challenge you today to just check yourself and just say, Lord, forgive me of pride and help me to have the right Christ-like perspective as I go throughout my day and I go throughout my week. Let's not let pride bring us down. All right? I got to let you go. I'll see you at the same time tomorrow. God bless you. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.